With the start of Season 13 in Apex, we saw some huge changes to the way that ranked functions, and also the return of Stormpoint to that ranked rotation. But as this season has continued, there have been a lot of problems bubbling in the community, and it has potential to be game-ending for Respawn. So hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8 Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down a few of the issues players are having and talk about some possibilities for the future of Apex. But guys, even though this split may not be tickling your fancy when it comes to grinding ranked, there is no better time to start preparing for the next split than right now. And if you're looking to get better at Apex, there's no better place than the GameLeap website, because over there we have insanely informative guides and courses all made from top tier Apex players, including myself. And guys, I've climbed to Predator, I've played in ALGS finals, and I've fought the best players in the game. I do know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of tips and tricks stored up from over these seasons, and I share them all over there with you guys. So if you want to start climbing into Diamond, Masters, or even Predator, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, or I'll cancel your Disney Plus subscription. But with that being said, let's jump back into talking about Season 13. And right now we are seeing a lot of players actually quitting the rank grind and even quitting Apex in general. They aren't happy with the split so far, and things just don't seem to be looking good right now. Now, because of the nature of the videos that we do here on the GameLeap Apex channel, we get a lot of comments from people talking about ranked, and a lot of the ones that are quitting Apex are actually saying kind of roughly the same thing. We get comments like this one from Joe saying, "I haven't played since the start of the season. I was pumped to grind too. Then my interest fell off pretty hard as I realized fighting rats was a lot more common." Or even this one saying the rank changes single-handedly killed the game. It was the tipping point for a lot of players to bounce. The only update as disastrous as this one was the drop of the Caldera map in Warzone. And some of them are just a lot more simple, saying yes, they did kill it, referring to Respawn killing Apex. So why aren't players happy right now? Well, there are a couple reasons, so let's break them both down and talk about number one, and that is of course the map that we are playing right now. People absolutely despise Stormpoint. People don't like how big it is, they don't like how people play on it, they don't even like the way that the map flows. There are a ton of issues that the community just does not like on Stormpoint. I think out of all the maps that Apex has to offer, Stormpoint is the most universally hated. And it's to the point that every time Stormpoint is in the pub rotation, people actually get a little upset and they don't want to play it. Some people even go as far as to get off Apex and wait until it's on the next map before they play again. And this hatred for Stormpoint is the exact same in Ranked. And if you don't believe me that people hate the map, here are a few examples of community members being upset with it. Like this comment from Dawn, "The map for Ranked is also trash, which doesn't help." Or this one from Sonny, "I want to ditch Ranked this season just because of Stormpoint, TBH." Now, those two are just examples of me searching like 2 seconds through our comment section. There are tons more examples out there, and I'm sure even some people that are watching this video will comment about they don't like Stormpoint. But the map is only the first issue, there still is more. So issue number 2 is the changes that came into Season 13 as a whole. There is a decent size of the community that is upset with the changes. Respawn has made Ranked a lot more like tournaments, and that isn't sitting well with more of the casual side of the Apex players. The games are getting longer, there's more emphasis on placement points right now, so there's more teams alive in the endgame. That then draws out how long the games take, and players who only have a couple hours a day to play don't get to play as many games with how long these ones are lasting. And also, games are tougher. There is a weird matchmaking system right now that is throwing players into seemingly random lobbies with players from all different ranks. Diamonds are getting golds in their game, rookies are getting platinum, it's all over the place, and obviously if you're getting those higher ranked players in your game, it's going to be tougher for you. So there are some issues that are going on with the season, it seems, but don't fear because there are some things that you guys can be looking forward to. Starting off with the map. Yes, people don't like Stormpoint, but do you know what next split is? That's right, World's Edge, a map that is loved by most of the community and people really enjoy playing ranked on. It's still a big map, so there's a lot of options to drop, but it has more higher traffic areas, so you don't have to look around for players as much if you're that type that just wants to get into fights. If you ask most of the players that play Apex what their favorite map is, they're going to say World's Edge. So it's definitely going to be a lot better for most of the people who aren't enjoying ranked right now just because of Stormpoint. World's Edge is actually a little bit heavier on third parties in some cases, but sometimes those aren't actually a bad thing. Third parties bring more and more people into fights, so there will be less zone playing teams in those games and more teams fighting. So in that case, both sides of the player base win. And if you're one of the people right now who's hating Stormpoint and you aren't a fan of World's Edge either, remember that there is a new map coming very soon. Either next season or the one after that, we are getting the Moon map that has been leaked, and that will be the ranked map when it first comes out, giving the player base another option to get away from Stormpoint, so be excited for that. We will be talking about the Moon map a little bit later on in another video, so stay tuned for that one if you want to hear more on it. But now let's talk about the issues players are having with the rank changes and some solutions that are potentially coming. First off, something to keep in mind is that these are brand new changes for Respawn and there is no way to test them. This is the first split that we have seen with these new ranked formats. So they are probably watching the data like hawks and are seeing what needs to be changed in the future for Split 2. So when that new split comes, there will probably be some updates to the system, changing or tweaking them and then collecting more data for the next season. So the games may be longer, yeah, or they may be harder, or the matchmaking is just absolutely terrible. But as the split goes on and on, Respawn will be collecting a lot of information on this and then we'll be bringing in some potentially amazing changes to really boost and revitalize everyone's ranked grind. Things do take time, and even though this may not be the best split for a lot of people, the hard times are sometimes necessary. The best analogy that I've heard for these situations is like growing crops. You have to struggle through plowing the field and putting in the hard work before you get to reap the benefits. Right now we are in that bad plowing stage where we just have to get through it, but just think of how good the system will be once they get what they need to change it around a little bit. And secondly, there are some players that are a little upset right now because they aren't able to get back to the rank they were in previous seasons. Like maybe last season you were a gold player, but now you're stuck in silver and it's making you think that you aren't as good. But something that you have to keep in mind is that the cost of RP to get into ranks went up and the whole community shifted. Like the RP that I have right now would have gotten me Masters last season, but right now I'm only Diamond. So if you're silver right now, that is pretty much what gold was last season. You aren't worse than what you were, it just takes a little bit more time to hit ranks, so keep your head up and continue to grind. But now with all of this being said though guys, I want to hear from you now. What do you not like most about this split and what kind of changes would you make to the rank system come Split 2? Or potentially would you even change anything at all? There are some people that are really enjoying this split. Let me know in the comments down below, let's see what everybody's thinking. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming and I will see you in the next one.